Hey, we got another awesome episode of Still Toking with you. This week we are talking with Emerald Farm Tours. We're chatting with Victor Pinho and Evan Nison to get an insider's look at California's most prestigious cannabis farms, manufacturing facilities, dispensaries, and consumption lounges. It's an awesome chat coming at you right now.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Your book of life will buy you a mile except in my free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven. But me, I'll be a fucking legend in hell. Your book of life will buy you a mile except in my free mind.
Do you have a hankering for horror knowledge?
We have such sights to show you.
Do you require raging retro reviews? Do you desire discussions with devastatingly dashing dorks? The Dorkening Podcast Network has nearly 30 shows to satisfy all of your nerdy, geeky, and dorky needs, from horror reviews and celebrity interviews.
Hi, I'm Adam Green, the director of the Hatchet films and the star of Paulson.
Hi, this is Dominic Pace, who played the bounty hunter Gecko from The Mandalorian.
Hi, I'm Mike Price. I'm a writer on The Simpsons. I co-created F is for Family.
Hi, guys. This is Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
Hi, my name is Kurando Mitsutake, director of Gun Woman and Karate Kill.
Hi, this is Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem and Jerica from the original Jem and the Holograms cartoon series.
As well as nostalgic trips into the past, pop culture, the latest in entertainment news, and so much more, featuring a variety of shows and hosts that will simultaneously enrage, enlighten, and entertain you. Check out the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My mom says I'm cool.
Available on iTunes, Spotify, thedorkening.com, and wherever fine podcasts can be found.
And here we are. We are now live on...
Wait a minute. You came in with 5
I know. I
was going to congratulate you for not fucking up the intro.
Oh, gee. Okay, so we're live, Still Toking with, that ad is Deadly Grounds Coffee. They're a sponsor of the network here. Absolutely love them. It's what I'm drinking right now. My wife got me several bags of coffee for Christmas. Absolutely love it. I'm drinking chocolate cinnamon tonight, which is amazing. Information's in the show notes. GetDeadly.com. They definitely help out the network here. And with us today, we have Benjamin. How's it going, my friend?
It's going well, seeing how you already had me on the screen, so.
Yeah. I hit the button, but it didn't catch.
It's okay.
No.
Will you stop picking on Leo?
Hey, come on. Somebody's got to fucking pick. Dude, this is the season finale. Come on. We got to fuck with Leo, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. Right.
We've been doing this shit for a year. Can you believe that?
Wait,
end
what?
Of season 1.
This is the end of season 1.
End of season 1.
We've been doing this for a year?
Yeah.
Yes, time flies when you're having fun, Leo.
We're practically fucking married now, Leo. Watch out.
I won't say what it is, but did you rewatch that thing I sent you a couple times to catch the digs in there?
Oh, yes.
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 Jeffrey.
How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's having a good night. It's almost the end of 2020.
The end of what?
2020.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to forget about that.
Yep. Yeah, I really want to forget about it now because the Bruins just traded Zdeno Chara, so I'm really fucking not happy with 2020. So that's my sports for the night. I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeffrey, would you like to introduce our awesome guests?
Sure. We have a couple of fellows who hail from California. Emerald Farm Tours. We have Victor. How you doing, Victor?
Good, guys. I'm doing well. A little high. We started off a little start toking with Victor.
Yeah. Well, you want to introduce your partner in crime down there?
Yeah. So Evan Nison is my business partner, and he's not in California. He's in
not.
Unfortunately, he's in the great state of what is New Jersey, right? The armpit of America.
Great state.
Kiss it where it stinks.
What was that?
I said, kiss it where it stinks.
Yep, for sure. At least we're legalized. I mean, technically, we have a constitutional amendment taking effect January 1st.
So you'll be able to come down and see us next month. Well, 2 months, February.
I was saying that.
Yeah.
Backstage. But see, you weren't behind the stage with us when we were talking about that.
No, I like to listen to you as little as possible.
Yeah.
This is going great, guys.
Yeah. And not
that was just in case you missed it the first time.
Right.
Not to dig on Jersey or anything, but anybody that's not familiar with the area, when you drive through Jersey, it definitely has an odor when you hit it, and it definitely hits you hard.
It's a little bit like garbage and burning plastic all the way through the Holland Tunnel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's all good.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know if it's all good, but it's good. It's good enough.
Oh, come on now. It's a wonderful little state.
Yeah, but California's better. We're out here doing tours,
Yeah. I mean, it's called New Jersey. I'm just wondering where Jersey is. How do we have a new one?
Good question. Probably
Where's
somewhere
the
in Europe. My guess is probably in Europe, right? Before the revolution is my
Leo,
guess.
any fucking clue what they're talking about?
Not at all. But
all right, I'm just curious. I mean, I thought we were here to talk about Emerald Farm Tours, cannabis industry and things like that. But I guess
picked it back a little bit this week. I'm only 25 milligram edible.
Oh, should I change my backdrop to like something that stinks instead of cannabis? I mean, I can do that. I don't mind.
So, you guys do something that I've never actually heard about before. You do tours for cannabis. Is that correct?
That is correct. Well, the idea, so the idea of cannabis tourism is actually not new to what we've been doing. I mean, there were companies in Colorado doing, cannabis tourism, but it looked a little different, felt a little different. What we put together a few years back was just the first of its kind, tour of what it would be like to go through the verticals of the industry. We would take you to a grow, take you through a manufacturing facility where they manufacture oils and extracts. And then you'd finish at a retail location with, tours and discounts of the retail facility, and everything would just get wrapped up in about 4 hours. And our most popular seller was our Seed to Sale tour. The other tour we do is definitely a popular one, is the San Francisco walking tour. It's like a concierge type service for people where we take you around the city walking from basically dispensary to dispensary. And we end up going to about 2 or 3 dispensaries if you can make it to the third one.
I was going to say, you'd be really high after the first one.
No, because all of them in San Francisco are, all the dispensaries in San Francisco for the most part nowadays have a lounge permit. So you can sit and consume in the facility in a smoking lounge, or some of them are just right in the shop itself. So it's a pretty cool environment. And, the tourists get a real big kick out of it. But what we do is actually arrange for great discounts on those stops, and we teach you the history and give you a little bit of the background of what's kind of going on, what's going on in the local cannabis scene. We tell you a little bit about how it got started, 215 to 64. If no one knows what that really means, it's Proposition 215 was the pre times before legalized adult use, where for about 30 some years you've had medical cannabis in California legal to some degree, throughout the state. And so about, when Proposition 64 passed, all the regulations came into effect. And that's exactly when we launched our business. We said, this is the next big thing, and people need hand-holding through this process, and we're going to do this for them.
Wow. Now we'll come to Massachusetts for Robert. When's Massachusetts?
Yeah, Mass needs to catch up. Yeah.
I mean, look, there's an opportunity. I'm an open source kind of guy, and I'll tell you right now, this is the kind of company we've created here is viable in every legal state. I mean, you could do something like this in a location that's tourist friendly. And, if there's a dispensary or two nearby, you can create an experience that's, locally grown and, speaks to the local culture and speaks to the local cannabis scene. Because I always tell people when I talk in front of panels and in front of groups of people about tourism, cannabis tourism in particular, it's like, every state, all 50 states, every town, every country has their own, prohibition story, has their own story of legal or illegal cannabis. So, you could tell that story and build a really good product around it and sell some weed for your product partners.
Actually, that's awesome. Now you go, you do tours like through fields and stuff, right?
So we do that sort of thing as well. So we do the indoor grow tours in the fall. After September, after Labor Day, we start dabbling in grow tours up into Humboldt and Mendocino County, north of the city, for about 2-3 hours. And what we do up there is pretty outstanding. Last year, we did this is actually one of my happiest moments in the company, was having pulled off an overnight, all expenses included, all inclusive overnight weed tour into Mendocino County. And we had about 14 guests on this tour from all around the world. And people, this was actually co-headlined by the County of Mendocino, tourism board. And we had partners throughout the county, grows, facilities that manufacture, all kind of get together. We had an infused meal when we arrived up in Mendocino. Everybody got super lit, and it was great. You had weed the whole time. Everywhere we went, on farms, you're puffing outdoors in beautiful fall in Mendocino. There's nothing more beautiful than waking up and just smelling weed in the air.
So is it kind of like a hayride in the cornfield?
Kind of like that, but more hayride in the weed field.
Yeah, okay. And you can smoke.
And there's a lot of different tours.
Yeah,
all the tours are different. Like some are definitely geared towards consumers who just want to get high, and then some are geared towards people who want to learn sort of every aspect of the industry.
Right.
Oh yeah, some of my biggest customers are suits, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the suits. The people in the corporate interests, they come in hard and they just buy out the bus.
Wow,
cool.
Nice.
Send them our way, man. We need somebody to buy out some of our shit.
I know, right?
HK8181A. You need a more.
The Freedom Trail in Boston. Yep.
Yeah, we have a shitload of people watching on all the other platforms tonight too. We got them on Twitch, YouTube. They're on Facebook. But yeah, we have questions coming in. I seen that one. Go ahead, throw it up.
Yeah, Brandy.
What's the funniest? Yeah, go ahead. All right, funniest thing that's happened on a tour. I mean, there's a couple of them. I would say, oh man. Okay, so somebody bought a tour, a California native bought a tour, and bought out the entire tour. And I guess it was for a family member's birthday, but the family member was, I guess they were like Mormon or something. And or they were from out of state, but they were totally Mormon, and they had no idea they were on a weed tour. So there's like 10 people in my van, and so like we just start lighting passing joints and blunts around, and I was this whole family just freezes horrified. We're like halfway through the tour. There's like, you just got to leave us off here. We didn't know what it was. So I was like, awesome. You sure you just want to like be left off here? And they're just like, yep, just right here. So we just dumped off 10 Mormons on a corner in San Francisco. And, I'm serious.
And I think it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, you want to leave? It's on you,
Yeah, right.
And of course, people fall asleep and get way too high and just do dumb things. But you manage that. You manage that. That's the part of the fun. You got to have a lot of patience.
Right.
Nice. So, I have to ask this question because I'm sure that business has been affected over the last year for you guys.
No, you don't say.
You know what I mean? So, have you been able to like restructure, maybe add new things, new ideas that you want to try, that you're going to try and implement?
Well, we did think about it. So, you know what? We went real hard at the beginning and we did very well the past 3 years leading up to COVID were outstanding years of growth for us. And you know what? I think, very candidly speaking, I think this break that we've been forced into by the municipality. You know, we work in San Francisco, we work in these counties. They're not letting us operate, no matter how we'd want to. There's just nothing we could do with people in tow. So we've tried to just keep, you know, the lights on with being, being ourselves on social media and talking through to our customer base and keeping the customers alive, and the customer base happy, because I do get calls. I mean, unfortunately, I do get calls all the time into the 800 number. It's still, you know, active. It rings to the phones, and, you know, we get calls daily almost, and they're, you know, you guys doing tours? And I'm like, I'm sorry, we're not, but we will come back online real soon. But yeah, it's been difficult to have to throw back all this business, because, you know, people are, you know, they're in town. They're actually, a lot of folks are locals. We saw a lot of local business in our first couple of years. A lot of that being, you know, you live in San Francisco, your mom and dad's coming in from, you know, New York or New Jersey, and you just take the whole family on a weed tour, and it's fantastic, and everybody has a great time.
Now, have you thought about doing maybe like a virtual weed tour? You know, maybe working with some of the companies that you normally visit.
You read my mind, Leo.
Yeah, we've totally thought about that, and we're actually considering that, you know, as a more of you know, not as an immediate fix to not having a revenue stream, but more as just an ongoing product. People like that. Not everybody wants to sit on a bus and take a tour. They want to self-serve their way up the cannabis trail all the way to Humboldt, and that's what we're going to be there to provide.
Yeah, I think kind of what we found is we thought about all these things, and they would work a little bit, but we would spend a lot of time on it, and ultimately, you know, the pandemic should be over in 6 months or so, hopefully. So we're kind of just like keeping our name out there, making sure that we're still talking to our customers, engaging all the people who will be taking tours as soon as we're allowed to accept them.
Ben Graham for you wants to know, what are you smoking now?
Right now, well, I'm smoking some full term outdoor watermelon kush. We're growing right over the hill back here, whatever that means, but it's growing right over back behind me here. But yeah, it's some fire watermelon kush. But again, I like the full term. I find that the full term sun-grown flowers, even beyond the stuff that's grown in a hoop house or a greenhouse with like slight supplemented light or light depths, all of that sort of thing. You know, it's a different kind of product. But when you smoke a nice hardy bud that's been grown for, you know, 8-9 months, the smoke is just like nice and heavy, nice and thick. It fills your lungs in a different way.
Yeah,
I'm a dork.
But we're all dorks, actually. Most of us just don't know it. Leo,
right?
Yeah, everybody's a dork in their own way.
That's right. That's why we're on the Dorkening. Come on.
Exactly.
It's the Dorkening, not the Doinkening.
Yeah. Or the porkening.
Obviously, Evan, if you live in Jersey, you're not actually like driving the bus or the hay wagon, right?
Correct. Right. I'm helping with SEO, marketing. I also have a PR firm, so we help with things like that. And I'm an advocate as well. I'm on the board of NORML, the National Organization for the Foreign Marijuana Laws, and Students for Sensible Drug Policy. So I still know people out there, and I'm able to like help connect tours, and you know, I got some dispensary friends and clients and things like that. So I do whatever I can from out here. When I'm out there, it's fun, and I take the tours and hang out and help.
Yeah, it's kind of important. I mean, Evan's role in all this has been from a distance, but his from a distance is invaluable, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I asked the question. I figured that's what you were doing.
No, I mean, look, Evan and I have a long history of being activist colleagues. We are both students for sensible drug policy. He from Ithaca, me from the University of Maryland, College Park. Go Terps, go Terps. Anyway, Evan and I definitely spent a lot of time working together. I mean, Evan had worked in California when he helped push Proposition 19 the first time through, before it was legalized. So Evan was working in California. I then moved out to California subsequently, worked on 64. So we've been in the same line of work as activist colleagues for a long time and as friends. And one day we're up late at night just chatting away, and we had this idea. I actually, believe it or not, this comes back to the story of the company, right? Story of the company, actually, the origin story. If you guys know a writer named Dave Beanstalk, he was formerly at High Times, writes for a lot of different publications. Leafly has written for a lot of different things. Dave also does the Abdullah. Evan, tell these guys a little bit about Dave, real quick.
Yeah, come on, Evan, tell us.
He was a producer, I think is the title, but I'm not sure, for Vice. And he worked with Abdullah Saeed, who's like a big influencer. And now I think they have some show together where they talk about like cannabis history.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for the interlude. Thank you for the interlude. That's why we keep him around, Yeah. Thank you for the interlude. But anyway, so Dave had requested that I help him meet him up in Mendocino and help him get on some farms and do some on-site interviews, because he wanted to talk about cannabis tourism as a thing. This was right before legalization kind of took hold on January 1st of that year, 2018. So we're heading back from Mendo, and we're just talking in the car, and he goes, have you ever considered like taking people onto farms the way you just did me, just making the connection I mean, you're really good at this. And I was like, challenge accepted. I remember where I was on the US 101 heading down from Mendocino County when that was proposed. And I immediately went home that night and immediately locked in the .com and started like putting this idea together. It was December. And then, sometime, I guess it was right after the New Year, Evan, we were talking after, the beginning of the year, and legalization just hit, and a big fanfare about that. And I told you about the idea, and I think the story will go that we did a quick pro forma, and the bottom line looked good. And he was like, let's do this together. And we ended up rocking and rolling from there. And it's just been the two of us, with help from additional folks in and out of the story. But the two of us have been rocking and rolling on this ever since.
Wow. That's awesome. Took an idea and just ran with it. And it was a great idea too,
At the good time, I think. Hopefully it was a good time. But I mean, that's our only hope, basically, is get in before everyone else.
Yeah. And we've definitely made a name for ourselves here in Northern California. There's a lot of people that look to us for advice, inspiration, support. We help our competitors out. We're not jerks. We know we need to build this together. So
that's the only way it's going to get done.
Totally. It's been the mantra of what we do, is like all the rising tide lifts all boats. So we do that even in the way we run tours. With the models that we have, with the people that we work with. We don't work with shitty people. Working with shitty people brings shitty vibes, and we're not good. We're not down with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I like his mentality, because he thinks just like we do.
Well,
like an asshole.
Leo, you're awfully quiet tonight.
No, I've been. It's when the conversation's going organic, you don't want to mess it up. But we have been having some awesome comments. Corn Space says, I have a great idea. Rent out product systems. What would the customer wants to do? I.e. grow weed, rent a kit, make shatter, rent a kit, etc. And Ben Graham for you wants to know, will there be psychedelic tours in the future?
Yes. No, 150% yes. Okay, so we've actually toyed with this idea, and again, all of this got stifled by February, March of this year, just being everything just going to shit. Mm-hmm. But we definitely were getting ready to do into the fall months this year, mycological walks and tours through. I mean, there's parts of Golden Gate Park that if you know the right guy, he'll bring you to the right mound of wood chips where there's just millions of mushrooms growing. So that's the kind of experience, real authentic, homegrown experience we want to bring to our guests. And, it's legal in Oakland. It's completely legal. You want to chomp down some mushrooms? Be my guest.
And it seems like that's the next step of normalcy as well, because, before, it took for a while for weed to get, into the normal system. And now, like some of the podcasts I listen to, like a tech podcast, they're talking about microdosing.
Yes.
So it's entering the public stream. So obviously it's the next step to go. I cannot talk here for a second.
Yeah, that's because there's a whole ton of people out there trying to push it out there to mainstream. You know what I mean?
It's happening though. Like in New Jersey, we were talking about cannabis legalization, and then the Senate just voted to decriminalize mushrooms without even like talking to the advocates beforehand or anything like that. Right. And they had the votes for it, like overwhelmingly, which I would have not bet at all if you asked me, a day prior to that.
Right. Now, Jersey's legal medicinally or recreationally?
We just passed a recreational initiative that is going to take effect soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's even better.
Hell yeah, it is.
Now I really don't mind going down to Jersey for a show.
You gotta stop and congratulate those guys too, because I mean, look, the fight in New Jersey, I mean, it has been when I left New Jersey about 10 years ago, I had already been fighting that fight for 6 or 7 years. So like this fight in New Jersey that is still not quite over and sealed and done, but they're so close they can taste it. This fight in New Jersey has been long and it's been arduous. And I think I congratulate guys like Evan. I congratulate everyone, and especially, people don't think about this, but the legislators, and some of them have taken missteps here and there, but at the end of the day, they've been pushing for this on behalf of the people, and here we are. And it took, you say what you want to say about New Jersey politics, but I'm happy this is happening, and I think it's long past their time to have legal weed. This is ridiculous. I got locked up in Jersey one time, and it was awful. it was. Oh, you want to hear this one's a great one. No, you don't see me getting locked up in Jersey. Okay. Let me tell you a little story. It was awful. No, but the part that made it really awful was that, I was a white kid from the suburbs. Like, that shit sucked for me, but I had the money to get out of it. What really sucks is when you're a disenfranchised kid from the inner city, from even just like a broke blue collar town, and some asshole cop decides to run your life over with a bunch of, misdemeanors, felonies, whatever. And then you're disenfranchised from college, federal financial aid, a job, whatever. That shit's the shit that really, really sucks. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough to just do the song and the dance, go to court, pay their stupid fucking fines, and I was clear after a year, of probation. But like, it even matters where you live. I lived in Jersey City. Okay, when I got arrested in another county. I got arrested in Union County. So when I got arrested in Union County, they sent my case to probation in Jersey City. Well, when this guy dressed in a suit shows up in probation in Jersey City, they were like, sir, the attorneys check in over there. They check in over there. And I'm like, I'm here for probation. I
got caught with weed.
Yeah, I got caught with weed. And I literally checked in with the guy. He got me. He was like, let me get you in and out of here real quick. I was like, okay. So he's like, sits me down in Jersey City, probation. He's like, all right, come back in a year. No, don't get yourself in trouble. I don't want to hear about anything going down. No tickets, no nothing. I'll see you in a year. Puts my shit on the shelf. I come back a year later. It's checked off. I'm done, free and clear. I don't think it goes the same way for everybody in the room behind me.
No,
very honestly, and that's the bullshit of all this, right? I came out of it on top because I had the money to pay their fucking song and dance, to play their fucking song and dance and get out of it. But at the end of the day, not everybody can do that.
Right.
The American,
and that's why we fight for NORML, with SSDP, with Students for Sensible Drug Policy. These are the reasons we do these things, right? It's because these little injustices turn us on the way I'm all lit up right now about it,
Right.
The American one is asking, which farm cultivates the bestest of the best cannabis in Cali? Are you guys familiar with Sticky Fields?
Yes, I do know Sticky Fields. Right now, I'm going to say I don't like to make definitive picks. I don't think that's fair because I definitely don't. I haven't smoked everything really, so I can't make a definitive pick. But the best flowers I've been smoking on right now, Cannabiotics makes a fantastic Kush Mountains. It's very, very cushy. It's very delicious. I also have had their cereal milk, and not to sound like too much of a local lover of local things. I got to shout a couple different brands. Congo Club for their Congo Club is an equity brand run by Amber Center. Got to shout Amber out. Amber really is a champion and a hero in the local equity scene, making things happen for people of color, for disenfranchised, for those of the records, making kind of being a voice for all that, all those folks. And Amber grows a very special cut of red Congolese. And now this is a very special cut because I believe the story goes there's only a couple cuts that escaped the hands of Harborsides. So Harborside Health Center, Steve D'Angelo, you guys all know about him. He's a weed legend in his own right. Steve D'Angelo had, in that shop used to sell these very expensive eighths of $65 an eighth back in the day of this red Congolese in a very special glass jar and everything. This cut is now in Amber's hands, and I think it's nice. Top notch. Yeah. So, yeah, cool. Cisco Cannabiotics and Congo Club right now. The local love, and then the California state love is the Cannabiotics.
Jane, the compassionate bud tender, says Swami Select. Also, the American one says, I bet Swami has some awesome material. I never tried his though. And several questions came in. And I'll run all these at you and answer them at your own will. Ben Graham, for you.
Before we run all these questions, why don't we run the commercial?
Oh, it's that time already?
It's past that time.
Yeah, run your break.
Tonight's flying by.
Run your break, and then we'll come back and kill it for the rest of the show.
How long is the break? Do I have time to?
You have time to pee. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Go tinkle.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're good. Just mute your mic, and we just don't want to hear it. That's all.
I'll gonna take a dab, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching so far. We got a bunch more show coming at you, and I just wanted to say thank you to our awesome sponsor, Deadly Grounds Coffee. It's what I'm drinking tonight. Is what's keeping me awake because I'm working on just a couple hours sleep. That's why my mind's a mess right now. But I want to thank you all for dealing with me. And Deadly Grounds Coffee, they make the best coffee I've ever had. They're a little roaster right here in Connecticut, small mom and pop shop, and we love supporting, indie businesses, indie artists. And if I can find the right button here, here's going to be a zombie talking about coffee.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds Coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds Coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
And head on over to getdeadly.com to get your coffee. Death by Chocolate is my absolute favorite. Death chocolate raspberry is another good one. The Witch's Brew, but tons of flavors to choose from, and also regular flavors or non-flavored for you regular coffee drinkers. And Ben, you wanted me to play something. What is it?
Well, as we said at the beginning of the show, this is the season finale tonight. We're heading into season 2 next week. We're already booked halfway into February with a lot of great shows. If you're just tuning in for the first time, all our shows are different. They're not always cannabis. We do a lot of cannabis shows, but we have entrepreneurs coming on. We have 501c that deal with benefiting cancer patients for schools. We have growers coming on. We have famous musicians coming on. We even have a world famous cave diver coming on. So I asked Leo to do a little something for us in light of season 2. So we're going to give you a little tease of what's to come.
There we go.
choosing to ignore the cuts and bumps and bruises. I'm cruising through these haters, leave them looking stupid. They foolish if they think they'll ever hear my conclusion. I'm through with all these dramas and their excuses. I'm bruising eagles after run every time I do this. I'm shooting for the top, no, I'll never settle what you did. The future's in my hands, my grip will never lose it. My crew is ready to obtain the absolution, removing any doubt that we were ever fooling. So come on, step it off, bring it down and lose it. Come on, follow us to the new revolution. Come on, step it off, bring it down and lose it. Come on, follow us to the new revolution.
Oh, Corn Space, no, that was just the tease. That was only 1:20 of the opener, man. The opener's what, 4 minutes long?
Oh,
a lot of shit
Actually,
going on.
that was great.
Wait. I need to make more. What?
Oh no, you just got to add that to the actual show opener.
Oh,
Yeah. No,
oh,
that was awesome.
you mean the Okay,
Yeah,
I got
have
you.
your little bloop 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 beep 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 beep
Yeah,
fucking thing.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to change that, that's on you.
Yeah, thanks for all
But
the
hell
dinner
yeah,
digs.
follow us to the new revolution, right?
Yeah. What was that, Jeff?
Thanks for all the dinner digs.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was dinner digs and my edibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Picture of you with the steampunk glasses, though. That's fucking classic.
Yeah.
And I think we were high. We were all on vacation with our families down in Daytona a couple years ago, and we went into a steampunk place, and I literally had Jeff trying on, I don't know, 30 different fucking steampunk glasses. It was cool. It was a good time.
So, anyway, we have some questions for these gentlemen, don't we?
We do. I got to go back up.
I'm
a little
cool. I'm cool. Just listening to these inside jokes I know nothing about.
Okay, so I apologize if I missed some of them. I'm going to try to get these. I'll throw a bunch of them at you and answer them, willy-nilly. Has Evan ever talked to Oprah about mushrooms yet? And Ben Graham wants to know what are runts. And Corn Space wants to know, in your opinion, what is the best skunk?
Oh, okay. Those are a lot of questions. Evan, you want to go with the first one, and I'll take the other two or something?
What was the question?
It's something about Oprah eating a bunch of acid or something.
Have you talked to Oprah about mushrooms?
I have not talked to Oprah about mushrooms. I don't know if this person read my bio. I worked with Whoopi Goldberg, so maybe they're confusing the two. But I definitely haven't spoken to Oprah about mushrooms. I've probably talked to Whoopi Goldberg about mushrooms, but nothing about the industry or anything. Just
Okay, talk to Whoopi. We have open spots in February.
oh
Yeah.
See, you just got to throw that shit out there like that.
No, I got to tell you a little something about Evan. Evan's a sweetheart, but he'll break your heart like that.
Oh, so he's like Leo.
Yeah, he's a
over
heartbreaker.
here.
Yeah, he's a heartbreaker. So,
Well, I can't
okay, second question. What about the runts? I will refer the runts question to @the Jimmy Devine on Instagram. Please ask him any questions you may have about runts. I don't address questions about runts. They're too polarizing and political. Next question.
If you had to name a Jersey-themed strain, what would it be called?
Oh no, we missed one. What was the one before? It was a threefer.
Runts. Let's see. Skunk.
The best skunk.
Yeah.
All right. For the best skunk, check out AuthenticGenetics.com. That fool is making a lot of good skunks. Skunk number 1, Mel Frank skunk. Check him out. Authentic Genetics all day. This is the guy you want for skunks. There's an insider's tip for you.
And a follow-up on the runts, I should ask, is runts gelato or is gelato runts?
I'll refer that to the Jimmy Devine as well, please. That's too polarizing for me right now. We go on for an hour just on that.
So, in case you want to find out more about where to find these people that Victor's speaking about, they're in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're listening or talking or hearing us from today. I got you, Leo. Don't worry.
Oh, much appreciated.
Oh, by the way, this guy I'm talking about, Jimmy, he's from Massachusetts. He's from your places.
Your places.
Your places. Well, you guys are from Massachusetts,
As opposed to like your places, right?
I'm not from Massachusetts. You're from Massachusetts.
You're still from East Coast originally.
Maybe a little bit. I'm pretty soon. Pretty soon I will have lived in California as long as I have lived in the East Coast.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Jane, for throwing the authentic genetics down below. She knows what's up.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so what was the other question? I heard something about a strain in Jersey.
Strain about Jersey?
If you had to name a Jersey-themed strain, what would it be called?
We're going to go around the table with this one.
Oh, so let me be last. You guys go
No. You jumped in first.
Okay, fine. All right. So there's a couple. I would do Passaic River Skunk, and then I would also do you'd have to name it for the local terroir, right? So it's the Passaic River Valley, and in the local terroir in Jersey. If it's not the Hudson River, I'd probably say something down in the Cranberry Land, like South Jersey, I don't know what escapes me, like the Kush out of the what's it called? The boonies. What's it called? The trees down there. Stockton. What's that area? Part of New Jersey. The Pine Barren. Pine Barren Kush. Yeah, that's what it is. The Pine Barren. Sorry, I'm a little high right now. We didn't
know it was that hard of a question. Hold on. I just kidding.
No, I have even thought to this for years, and then I lost my train of thought. Everything fell apart. I need another dab.
Well, there you go. So, Evan, what about you?
Mine isn't as creative, but I would probably just do Exit 9 because that's my exit.
Whoa, intense.
Jeffrey.
Wow, really?
Come on, man.
Booby Kush.
Booby Kush. All right. Leo doesn't partake, by the way, in cannabis. He does use CBD.
Yeah.
But come on, Leo, if you were going to name it.
Jersey Devil Ganja.
Wow. See, you were almost close to me because, now I'm a sports fan, so I would be something along the lines of like the Devil's Breath.
Oh, it's clever.
That's pretty good.
Jersey Devil, it's good,
Kind of getting that little team. I mean, I would go football, but
next question, bud. Next question.
Yeah, let's move on. Move on. Christ, what are you doing?
Your candid opinion on cookies, the corporation, not the strain.
Oh man, you are asking me all. Who asked that? Can I know who asked that? Because that's an intense question right now.
The American one.
Oh man, this person is just there to.
I mean, I could answer some like less relevant shit probably, but like I think it's interesting that there's that there's a brand like cookies that exists that's like kind of a national brand that's a massive fucking brand and super valuable itself. That's straight up cannabis. Like I think there's a lot of people trying to achieve that, and they're like the only ones who have.
Look, I gotta say, as a marketing guy who's as a marketing guy who's done marketing in cannabis, because
exactly.
I've done a lot of that as well. I mean, look, their marketing game at Cookies is up. Like their shit is fire. Their packaging is uniform. If you see their brand, you know exactly what it is. No matter you see that color, they've already associated that damn Pantone blue to their brand, and you know it, you see it, you think Cookies. So I mean, they've done a very good job. They're a fantastic marketing machine. I bid them well. Their weed is very good. I can't deny that. I'm not gonna say it's not good. They source very good flower, but at the end of the day, they're the corporate underlords.
A couple other names for Jersey came in. Swamp Ass for Jersey. Pine Barrens. There was another one. Hold on, let me find
Somebody just said, just call it UGG.
Just call it UGG.
And the stankier it is, the deeper the UGG goes.
We got Darren Stephen Miller in the chat. Fuggers, look at the heads on these guys. Ben Graham for you is asking, what was your biggest surprise learning doing the tours?
Everyone, okay, so this is right off the top of my head. Everyone has a different idea of what a weed tour is. So the biggest thing I learned is like setting expectations is that, you have to set them very clearly. Otherwise, no one really knows what a weed tour, what they're getting into. A lot of people don't even read the website. They just buy the fucking thing and show up and like, I'm here for a weed tour. And I'm like, do you know what you're doing today? And they're just like, no, just bought these tickets on Groupon or something. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. So like, but no, very honestly, I love that. I love the zero expectations customer because it allows me to really blow their minds in ways that they're not expecting. But I think it's really cool. The one thing I've learned is that because it's such a nascent sub-industry of tourism, sub-industry of cannabis, little niche little thing, it's kind of whatever you want it to be. It's whatever we want to make of it. I mean, like, Evan and I think we've executed, 4 or 5 or 6 different models of tours, aside from private events and such, and certain private things that we've done for people. But I think these publicly facing tour models, they're, the 6 that stuck amongst hundreds that we've thought of. People have come at us with some fantastic ideas, and people have come at us with, some outlandish ideas, but there's merit in everything, right? We've taken a little bit of here and a little bit of that, a little bit of this and a little bit of that from here and there. So it makes it so that keeping the tours fresh and keeping the material fresh, it makes it so I don't have to do the same tour, 50 times in a month.
Also, Victor said totally correctly, like I agree, that what we're doing in California could easily be done in pretty much any legal state. If anybody wants help in doing that, you could also reach out, and I think we'd be happy to help you.
Actually, Ben Graham for you just asked, I want to do a tour in my state. Can I hook up with you for consulting?
All day. That's how we've been keeping alive the past few months. Is just that, So
I got a dorky question for Evan really quick. SEM Rush or AH Refs?
We use SEM Rush.
There we go. Nice.
but I also I don't have enough experience with AH.
Is that a fucking geek thing? I mean,
I said it's a dork question.
If you want to get into SEO, it's 2 SEO tools. If you want to get into SEO, I will geek out with you for hours on that separately. SEO is honestly the name of the game when it comes to the tours too, for sure. That's we're basically an SEO, you got to be an SEO company if you want to be a tour company, kind of.
Totally. American One, do these guys like sun-grown over indoor cultivated cannabis?
No, time and place, friend. Time and place. There's a time for everything and a place for everything. I like indoor cannabis. He's moving. I'm serious.
This was so serious too.
No, I'm serious. I'm being dead serious. Look, I love indoor cannabis. It is a different beast than outdoor cannabis. You, the way it's grown, the control you need over the environment. I think they are equally difficult and challenging to grow in their own various in their own respects, right? In their own ways. Mm-hmm. Damn, I need another bong rip, guys. But I prefer if it's available to me, I'll smoke some of the finest indoor I can find. But I also, like I said earlier, I like the outdoor flower, and even the light depths. They just have a hardier formation of the flower. The smoke's a little denser for me. It really depends on the grower as well and what they're actually producing. But I think there's time and place. Everything's got a time and a place, and indoor and outdoor are time and place issues. One thing I want to note, I want to go back and call out that I did misspeak earlier. I said that Oakland had legalized mushrooms. They had in fact decriminalized magic mushrooms.
Gotcha.
Point.
Mike Rosati says Emerald Cup just added an indoor category. And the American One says Victor is the most diplomatic guest ever. Ben Graham for you asks, how about no-till herb?
Oh, no-till herb. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. So if you don't know what no-till cannabis is, it's More often than not, it's known as hugel culture. I believe I nailed it. And what it is your farmer will take his compost for the year, his or her compost, their compost, to be correct in identity politics. They will take their compost and they will kind of like build little mounds of it and like use like sticks and stuff to like encase the mounds, and basically they build, or they mycelize the ground, and everything breaks down into the ground, and there's really no shovel in the process of growing cannabis. The ground then, if it's done really well, the ground will take on a little layer of mycelia, and this bacteria, this fungus, will break down everything that's been composted over the winter, and then in the spring you just kind of plug seeds along this mycelia and give it some water and watch it grow, but you never use a shovel. You never till the soil. That's why it's called no-till. So it's pretty cool stuff. There are farmers that we have visited their properties. One that Alpenglow Farms in Humboldt County in Benbow, Southern Humboldt. The folks over there are growing some fantastic Coyote Blue and some other legendary strains that are grown in hugel culture.
Scary enough, I have a addition to that. My dad was an old farmer, and he would grow on an incline, and he'd put his compost and manure up at the top of the incline. So as it rained, everything went down. So he wasn't adding anything to it, and yeah, he had an amazing grow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of the culture of bringing these techniques. Growing cannabis is not something that's kind of new. I mean, people have been growing cannabis domestically here in the United States for, at the very least, since the late 1950s, early 1960s. People came back from Vietnam and got emblazoned to continue to grow cannabis. People left San Francisco in the Back to the Land movement after the Summer of Love to grow cannabis. One of the stories we tell on our tours is, the stories of, back in the day, the Free Paper in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco had little ads, and these little ads said, come up to Humboldt. You get a parcel, balloon payments due at the end of the harvest, and you take these kids would take a chance and drive up to Humboldt and meet this guy named Bob McKee, who's still alive today in his 90s. I'd meet him up in the Whitethorn Valley, and they'd get a slice of land, and they'd work the land, and their balloon payment for rent would come in at the end of the harvest when they sold their crop, and that's how people got by in the late 60s, early 70s. And so that was really the beginnings of the Emerald Triangle, was the beginnings of the Back to the Land movement.
Interesting story.
Yeah. Hey, we do fucking tours over here, right? Jesus. You're sitting here we're at that fucking library. We're fucking smoking weed, having a good time. Smile or something.
Darren says, when will California allow RSO to be sold in oral syringe instead of pill form? Syringe, yeah.
I think it can be sold in an oral syringe.
No, if he's asking that question, then it probably isn't. Google Darren Stephen Miller after the show, but he was affiliated with Tyson Ranch.
But did it? Okay, so if it just changed this week.
No, I don't know when it changed.
Because I'm pretty sure at the shop sell RSO. Rick Simpson oil is sold. Some form of it is sold in syringes. No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe because of the milligram limit.
Milligram limits. That's a different story. That would make sense.
Yeah. Good question, though.
Yeah, good question. I'll follow. Yeah.
The American One wants to know, have they tasted aquaponically grown cannabis?
Aquaponics, not straight aquaponics, but I've definitely smoked hydro. Hydro is pretty common.
Right.
But when you say aquaponics, I hear fish swimming underneath my weed plants, and I don't think that's what I've ever smoked.
Yeah, but I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure
it's supposed to be really healthy.
Yeah, what that means.
I'm pretty sure I've smoked weed that's been that's been fertilized with some form of like composted human waste. I think that's a thing.
Really?
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is fucking California. Anything's possible. So
it's like true zombie weed.
Yeah.
Right?
Shitty.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't think it has to be. I don't think the fish have to be in the actual like right below the plants, but I think it has to be basically like fish shit fed.
Right. Use the water from the fish tank.
The pig feeds the plants. Yeah, totally.
Feeds the plant. Yeah.
And Ben Graham for you says high milligram okay for medical still, maybe 1K, 2K milligram for things like RSO in California.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you're getting RSO and you don't have a medical card, like friend, let me introduce you to the internet and a credit card. Because the medical cards are like easy to, you just go online and talk to the doctor over your phone, and you'll get the medical card that allows you to purchase the higher limits stuff. And that stuff is super, valuable for people who are sick, and those products are on the market and they are great. And so if you can get them, look, I come from the outlaw days. If you can't find it on the market, make it yourself. Find somebody who can make it, you know.
Yeah.
This is how this all came about. There were no rules to play by before. Now there are rules.
Do what you got to do. Yeah.
Yep. Just don't be an ass.
It should be legal though. I mean, that's a good if that's not legal, that's a solid thing to point out because it should
totally.
be. But in the meantime, I wouldn't let it stop you personally.
Yeah.
The American one says, I have references of pharmaceutical companies creating strains for American cultivation in the 1920s, so well before 1950.
Next question.
Yep. Life versus law, correct, Vic?
Yep. So when we're hoping to by 2021, maybe by the fall, we'll have a critical mass of enough people that are, vaccinated and not dying on a daily basis from this COVID shit, that we'll be able to unlock being able to go back on tour. And so when that happens, we'll be ready with a slate of products for the harvest. And I think we're super excited to actually see what this year brings. I mean, there's a lot of change right now in the cannabis space.
Right. I'm starting to feel a lot of positive energy, though.
With cannabis?
No, just in general from people, because the year's coming to a close, and I'm starting to feel positive energy.
I think so, too. I think there's a lot of positivity as we come, as you come to the close of a year. There's definitely a proverbial closing of a chapter, kind of start of a new one. Very, a lot of things happening right now. Both politically and socially, and I think that this end of year feeling is going to be good. I got to tell you, if it had not been for cannabis being made an essential service in California, and I think that's the story of the year, right? Like that's where we should be. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about like cannabis saved us through the pandemic, right? Like that's where, and now more states are realizing that, and you're starting to see people, coming on, states coming online, states making exceptions for cannabis businesses due to the nature of the COVID restrictions. So I think it's nice that we're all being taken really fucking seriously now.
Right.
Yep. We went from not being taken seriously at all to being taken very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah, but the positivity, man, I got to tell you, had it not been for the weed, man, had it not been for this sacred fucking plant that I love and live by every day, I don't know where I'd be today. Honestly, Evan's got a story. You've got a story. Anybody who smokes cannabis is a story of what this plant and its potential really is, and what it can do for you. it's all sacred to me and to us in a very unique and special way. And I think that's what makes it such an underlying common denominator for society. So I think to piggyback on your point, Jeff, like, you know, let that positive feeling kind of come through and show through, and let's kind of thank cannabis for a great 2020. Better than it could have been.
Oh yeah.
Better.
Oh no. You know, I mean,
2021 will be better, and it will have more cannabis.
I feel like there's more positivity, like with everything too. Like I'm just excited to travel again and just like get back to California as an example. I think there's just like a lot of people who've been cooped up for a long time who are just ready to like have a lot of fun.
I want events.
Yeah.
Events are going to be
interaction.
Yeah, and look, and then we'll be there to catch that. We'll be there to jump on that, because again, a lot of what we do at Emerald Farm Tours has been putting on events for people. Like not just, you know, tours are events for people, but I think a lot of times when we've been called out for corporate gigs and stuff, it's to put on, weed events are in high demand is basically what I'm saying. Like, and they were in high demand before. They're going to be in high demand going forward. They're going to look and feel a little different. We're not all going to be passing joints. We're all not going to be smoking from the same pipe without, you know, cleaning it with a disinfectant wipe or something. So again, we're all going to be experiencing life a little bit differently as cannabis consumers. But again, when this rebounds, it'll be, you know, I read somewhere in an article that we're going to experience like a Roaring 20s-esque kind of rebound when we come out of the haze with this. Pardon the silly pun. But when we all come out and emerge from this, we're going to see the cannabis industry blow up, and kind of we're going to see different things happen. Life will return. We will all return to normal. Everything will return to some state of normalcy for us. This is not the end of the world. Hang on to your pre-roll. Hang on to your bong. Hang on to whatever your loved ones, and we'll make it through this together, and it'll be cool, man.
I like it. Nicely said.
Yeah, very well said. I think that's the cake topper right there. What do you think?
Where do I send the bill?
Leo.
You're gonna send it to this guy down here.
Yeah. William says California just issued an indefinite lockdown and stay-at-home orders just a little while ago.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It's gonna get worse.
What does it mean?
Better.
I don't even know what the hell does a lockdown mean. Like, what does this mean? Like, life is. I can't operate either way. Everything's going on. We're just doing it like more judiciously, more carefully. You know, you can't stop. I mean, look, I am super about following the rules when I need to follow the rule. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are certain rules that need to be followed, and frankly, I don't need you spitting in my face. Stay the fuck away. 6 feet, you know, something like that, 2 meters, whatever you prefer. But, you know, ultimately, like, I would like to see us kind of return to some semblance of normalcy with some semblance of common sense, right? Like this, we have to be vigilant going forward, but how do we get there? How do we get to the safe place again? And I think that it needs to be a common sense approach. Much in the way we've had a common sense approach. We've wanted a common sense approach to our cannabis policy, right? We want a common sense approach to our health policy, and we want it to be reasonable. And look, my business, Evan's business, our business has been shut down since end of February, you know, beginning of March. We were told, like, you can't operate. So, like, this sucks. But you know what? You always got trap life.
It's also, it's pandemic, so.
Wow, it is what it is. Okay, so as Leo always says, I think my food is ready.
That was the inside joke in the hidden digs you missed, Victor. Right around 5 past 8, 10 past 8. Jeff's like,
he's got to go. I
can smell my food cooking.
I gotta go.
Wrap this shit up for me. So on that note, Leo.
Yes, sir.
Do you
think so?
Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching us this fine evening. And to learn more about Emerald Farm Tours, there's information shown us down below or above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. For me, my name's Leo Pond. Just Google me. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But I run a little podcast network called the Dorkening Podcast Network, and you can head on over to thedorkening.com for more information on all the shows on our network. And I'm going to be looking for new shows in 2021. So if you have a podcast and you're looking for a network to join, hit me up. And with that, we will start with Evan. Where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
I guess Facebook. That's my name. I think I'm the only Evan Nison, so Facebook me.
Okay.
Or LinkedIn. Either way. I'm good on both.
Sounds good. Victor.
Instagram, Emerald Farm Tours.
He's muted, I think.
Nope.
No, I heard him.
Nope, you got me. And Instagram, at Emerald Farm Tours.
And you also have a website, emeraldfarmtours.com.
And be sure to check out our YouTube. Be sure to pound that like button and subscribe down below.
Cool beans. Jeffrey.
What's happening? Thank you, guys. Great job.
Thank you so much.
It was a good show.
It was fantastic.
When the fucking gummies kick in?
Oh, that was a while ago.
He's having a stroke. God damn it. Somebody get his goddamn adult.
I just want to butt in here. Everybody watching, we're going to be doing another stream in about 45 minutes. Stan Bush is going to be joining us, and he's responsible for the music behind the movie Bloodsport and Transformers the movie. So I just want to get that plug in.
Get that plug in.
Yeah.
Get that plug in, Leo.
Benjamin.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff never finished. But
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Please stop talking.
My Bluetooth, I think, was disconnected, so I don't know what you were just saying if it was to me.
No, he said quiet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, fantastic.
My Bluetooth just stopped working.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It wouldn't be a live show if something didn't happen, right?
Yeah. Totally. Cut his mic.
So, as far as us, we're on every social media platform you can think of. Toking with the Dead on Facebook, Still Toking with mostly everywhere else. StillToking.com is the website, which is up and running. You can find everything about us that you want to know, including new releases of the comics, collectibles and merchandise, the filming, moving forward with shows, blah, 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 blah. Same old stuff. So, not really. We're looking forward to season 2 starting next week. We want to thank Victor and Evan for being here tonight and crushing the season finale with us. We appreciate that. Wishing them all the well. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do every day so people like us can come up here and do what we do. We love you. We'll see you next week. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye. A mild acceptance, my free mind will keep me from under your spell. And when we die, you'll be another angel in heaven, but me, I'll be a fucking legend